Welcome to Bat Signals from the Multiverse. This is a Facebook and YouTube live podcast shining a light across Gotham, Marvel, and the entire multiverse of comics, movies, and beyond. After the live show, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your audio fix. Each week, we fire up the signal and explore the stories that keep us hooked. From Gotham's shadows to the Marvel multiverse, from the Batcave to Krakoa, we spotlight the worlds that have shaped us as fans. Expect comic reviews, movie breakdowns, passionate debates, absurd games, and maybe even a few crossovers that no one asked for, but we're gonna do it anyway. Whether you're a Bat fan, an X-Man diehard, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, or just dipping your toes in the fandom water. All right, I'm the host, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butane. With me every week is the co-host, the unverified twin of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the eyebrows. The unverified twin of Dave Batista in the head wrinkles. The unverified twin of Carl Weathers in the mustache.
The flavor.
The unverified twin of Tony Todd in the right earlobe. And the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples. And for some reason, my camera just likes to blink out for some reason. I don't know. It is very, very annoying. And so, Brian, if I blink out,
we will just blame Thanos and says he's getting a hangnail. So with that being said, my name is Brian S. Dennison. This week, the S stands for villains, which is going to play well with our Nerda Getting Turn of Awesome we will have later on. So, Bradley, how goes it, my friend?
Good, man. Okay. So there's comfort food and then there's comfort food, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife made chili in the crock pot. It's been simmering for hours.
Okay.
Oh, dude. I love it. Oh, so good.
I feel this may lead to something we should do next week because chili. So I've lived in a variety of states.
Yeah.
Most of my life at this point has been in the Midwest. I'm originally from the South. I spent time in different parts of the North, of the East Coast. So with that being said, chili is a very regional thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's beans, there's no beans. There's all beef. Do you use other? Do you put in pork? Do you do different types of meat, the veggies, all the things? But what I really found, which is what we should maybe integrate to a future pod, is less the chili recipe and what are the accompaniments to chili. So there's cheese, there's no cheese. There's Fritos, there's no Fritos. And then, of course, here in the Midwest, there's this little weird cornbread or no, but then there's this other accompaniment that is such a Midwest thing that breaks my brain just a little bit. So these are what I call the Nala moments. When people go like, who's Nala's real daddy? And it makes you think too hard. This is another Nala moment, which is cinnamon rolls with chili. So I love me some chili. I have my simmering all day as well when I make it. I've never thought the perfect thing, because I like me just a hint of spice, doesn't be super hot.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of spice from chili is let me take some bread, cover it with frosting, and that'll set off my spicy hot chili. So, Bradley, are you a chili or no chili fan, my friend? I mean, cinnamon roll or no cinnamon roll?
So I've never been brave enough to try it. I have attempted to
try it, or you're smart enough to not try it. Okay.
Because I'm gonna make the cinnamon rolls because you got to get the tub one where you got to break it open, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then I make them, and I'm like,
on jeans, it's like,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
yes, sir.
But you're right with the Fritos. Fritos in chili is the best.
Facts.
And even the chili cheese Fritos on chili.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir. See, this is why we're tag team partners, my friend. I'm with you. That's why you're
Mm,
hawk and I'm animal. Okay.
absolutely.
Or actually might be less problematic if you were animal and I'm hawk. Anyway,
Eh.
here's the deal. We're both Shawn Michaels. Neither of us are Marty Jannetty. Okay. Uh, but I have friends that swear by it, and I'm just like, I just can't. I just
Yeah.
can't wrap my head around it. But to each their own. But as we said before, we have a few hard and fast rules in our pod. Not many, but among them are, if you're thinking about a sequel, you probably stop at one. Think
Mhm.
about at a trilogy, you probably stop at two. And
Yeah.
it would be chili and cinnamon rolls should never meet. That's all. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
going to a strange planet and you're wearing a red shirt, you're probably not coming back. You're
Yeah.
probably not coming back. Yeah. So
100%.
100%, my friend. All right, brother.
Which reminds me, Starfleet Academy is coming up pretty soon too, I believe.
That is coming up. Season 2 of Percy Jackson is coming up. Season 2 of Fallout is coming up. So December through early January, there's some cool things dropping, including, have you seen the new show? I believe it's going to be on Fox. They have the trailers starring Patrick Duffy, or you younger folks may call him McDreamy, called Memories of a Killer, or maybe Memories of a Serial Killer. That looks interesting.
Yes.
That looked very interesting.
And is that soon?
I think that's really soon. I want to say I saw within the first 2 weeks of January as the drop that I'm going to look at real quickly. But what I say with anything with Patrick Duffy, whether we're talking Grey's Anatomy, which I am still very proud. I've never seen an episode of that.
Lucky.
Yep. Or the Scream movies. But no matter what happened with Patrick Duffy, there's one thing that really matters most of all. It is that no matter how hard he tries, he just can't buy him love.
This is correct. This is 100%. And if you don't understand that, we may not be the podcast for you.
If you have never seen, there's certain movies that define the 80s, and we talk about them a lot, like Back to the Future, Never Ending Story.
Yeah.
But the actual true rom-coms of the 80s. So this before Sandra Bullock took and Renee Zellweger took over the genre. Things like Can't Buy Me Love, Sweet 16, Breakfast Club. I'm thinking of the one with Eric Stoltz. Some Kind of Wonderful. Okay. By the way, there is nothing cooler than just seeing people who miscellaneously have a montage while playing the drums. That just always that does make me feel good. And again, the proof of the greatest thing in the 80s, you didn't need a reason. This is before flash mobs. All you needed was space and opportunity to break out and dance, and usually to some one-hit wonder band that you'll never see again. And let's never forget, before the Infinity Gauntlet, before the 10 Rings, the most powerful, before even, well, that's a little bit after, the Green Lantern rings, the most powerful accompaniment in the universe was a swatch.
Yes, it was, man.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Know.
Yes,
the more you know. I'm glad
sir.
that we can bring this up, man. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get right into some news and some updates. So we're talking a little bit about some of the stuff coming up. We'll get into more of that here shortly. I do want to bring up one thing, get your thoughts on it. A little thing happened just a couple days ago with Netflix. Netflix decided to pretty much become Disney's biggest competitor, and they're spending about $87.2 billion to purchase Warner Brothers. Man, I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I know like more information is going to be coming up. On one hand, I don't want the theatrical experience to die, and then part of me feels like this is a step to that way. Will Netflix keep it alive? I mean, because Netflix is just now dipping their toes into theatrical waters with K-pop, and then with they announced that they're going to do the finale of Stranger Things. They're doing 500 screens nationwide. I think I read that somewhere. I could be wrong on that number. Don't quote me on that. But it's not huge. I mean, I know my theater's not getting it that I work at, which I want to. I know we're getting it in Liberty, Missouri,
Okay.
but also it's a little too far for me to go and make that trip.
Yeah, a couple steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
So I have kind of a couple thoughts on it. Number one, I think that was a good move for no other reason than, unlike Vision, I think conflict is a good thing. So Vision's all about conflict breeds chaos. I think competition breeds innovation. So you can't talk about any of this without talking about, which I already mentioned, the big bad on the sci-fi nerd streaming system, which is Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And the things that they have bundled with like Hulu and all the things, right? But remember, or at least I remember, when Netflix first launched with its streaming service, it was the go-to place for Marvel movies. All right. That was where the original Avengers dropped. That was where Ant-Man dropped. That's where Thor. That's a lot. Really, up until the launch of Disney Plus, that was where all Marvel movies, theatrical movies, dropped, right? And a lot of the animated films as well. Then we went to Disney Plus, so that access went away. Now we've seen a lot of Warner Brothers movies, especially again, we look at some of the things that happen that's in relation to the DC ECU. That's found a home on HBO, well, HBO Max. You're talking about the streaming service. So I don't know how that's going to work, but what I will say is they need to do something, because Netflix, in all honesty, has gotten a little stagnant. It was the first and most prominent streaming service, and that was where you went for so many things. But now, when you've got really the two biggest competitors would be Disney Plus, probably trailing behind that would be Prime, and they could maybe even give some credence to Apple Plus. We talk about original foreign films and movies. That's redundant. Films, TV, and then far behind that, you're going to see things like MGM, which we both love from, and then a few things on Paramount. So I like the fact that they're purchasing Warner Brothers. That's a vast catalog of movies, of TV shows, and obviously what's going to come with that is a DCEU. I will say this: make sure that you don't lose the input of people like James Gunn, who really knows how to market the DC stuff, because that's what's going to drive a lot of those folks going to your catalog. Okay, that's what drove a lot of people to Peacock, was access to the WWE network in its catalog. What drives a lot of people to Disney Plus. Yes, Mickey Mouse is a thing, but so is Iron Man, right? So we got to keep that in mind. I am excited to see where this comes. I don't know if I think it'll affect the theatrical world as much, but I do think, and this is my opinion, my thought of it is, remember when you and I both grew up in the world of cable, where it was, you had first, maybe a dozen channels, and then it grew and grew and grew, and more satellite. Then the idea was, hey, you go to a streaming service, you get the kind of a la carte pick, and that first streaming service would have been Netflix, then it grew. Now what we're seeing is the streaming services are starting to collaborate where we're shrinking, right? So you go to Disney Plus, and you've got stuff that's on Disney, you've got Marvel, you got Star Wars, you got Hulu, you got ESPN. You go to Prime, you can get Prime, and then all this channel within Prime, like MGM and Paramount. Now with Netflix buying Warner Brothers, we have gone full circle to really having the cable set up, but it's streaming. So again, the more things change, the more things stay the same.
Love it, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead, and we got a little bit to talk about the WWE.
Yes, sir. It has been an impactful last couple of weeks. So a few things which will lead to what we're going to talk about is, I'm going to do a super brief recap of Survivor Series War Games. All I need is Ozzy playing in the background. But what we got right now, Survivor Series War Games. So this will probably be considered the fourth of the big four original pay-per-views, now called PLEs, under WWE's umbrella. So this will be behind number 1, WrestleMania, number 2, SummerSlam. 3 would be the Royal Rumble, and historically a distant fourth would be Survivor Series. They brought in War Games to really try and push that up. So we had a 4-match, but still 3-hour plus card. And the first match, you and I were texting throughout this, we had the Women's War Games match, where Team Rhea, which consisted of AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley, defeated Team Asuka, which featured Asuka and Kairi Sane. Nia Jax, Last Legend, and Becky Lynch. What we have here, what I think we all thought was going to happen, we thought AJ Lee made Becky Lynch tap out. This was, as we were texting, this was a really fun match. Io, of course, with the trash cans jumping off the top. We got to see that fantastic mask that Rhea Ripley wore. And it's always a good day when, in my head, when we get to see AJ, Alexa Bliss, and Rhea Ripley in the same place at the same time. All right.
Yeah.
So that was fine. There were no shockers there other than, I want to say, I think Last Legend performed incredibly well.
She looks better than Jade Cargill.
Yes, she does. Well, she's a former WNBA player. She's out there, but Jade is a former high-level track and field, but she definitely worked well. I think having her with Nia, introduce her in a tag team. I love her moniker, the Bougie Bully. And some people, and this is happening, we have some people that are stars in NXT that become stars on the main roster, like The Shield, like Roman and Seth, and then Dean Ambrose, now John Mox before he left. Well, some folks that are stars on NXT that don't develop as well on the main roster. You could point out Bo Dallas, now Uncle Howdy. Honestly, even I'm thinking about a lot of tag teams has not panned out as much. Then you look at Austin Theory, which I'll bring up here in a minute.
Yeah.
Superstar on that level, not so much. You have folks that aren't as prominent in NXT, but blow up when they get to the main roster. I think Last Legend could really be on that level. So really great to see from her. I'm going to skip the next match. That's why I want to end it. Stephanie McCurry defeated Nikki Bella. We knew this was going to be what it was. Nikki got a title shot, but she lost to Stephanie McCurry. Again, Stephanie continued to show that she is fantastic in the ring. And then we had the Vision, which consisted of Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, as well as their partners Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, defeated the team of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, which are Jimmy and Jay, as well as Roman Reigns. We will acknowledge him.
Yes.
So the heels won this one, and the way that the heels won this one was a person climbed over the cage dressed in all in black with a hoodie and their face covered. They hit a kick and the stomp, the curb stomp a la Seth Rollins, to then for Braun Breaker to pin the current World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. So, two thoughts out of that. Number one is, who do you think the mystery man is? The internet has given its opinion.
Yeah.
You and I chatted. We know this. It is not Seth Rollins. He has a legit shoulder injury. There's no way Seth Rollins was climbing that cage legitimately. So who do you think was the person in all black?
So it's either going to be, hear me out, Austin Theory or Jake Paul.
I agree with you at number one. I totally think it's Austin Theory. It would be cool to kind of see Jake. I think Jake is a Logan Paul as physically performing much better than as a professional wrestler than Jake Paul would be. We have someone as a natural heel and has all that traditional, irritating, badass wrestler charisma. That's also Jake Paul. So I think at some point, Jake, the more he loses in boxing, we will see Jake Paul eventually in a WWE ring.
I agree.
I personally think it's Austin Theory. That also would make sense for him joining the division of these future stars. You already got Braun and Bronson, Logan Paul. Also, Logan Paul most likely will not be on the show every week, especially once we get post WrestleMania season. We probably will see Logan taking longer breaks, which is fine.
Yeah.
So having Theory be that person to kind of join, also to bolster the vision to having those three members, and he's someone that could really use the rub and the push from Paul Heyman. He is completely wasted with his physical talent. He's okay with the promo, not great. That was always more Grayson Waller's thing with the promo. Having Heyman that can speak with and for him, I think would do that. So I agree with you. That's also a lot of what the internet is saying that they think is Austin Theory. I think it is, and bully for them. So then that leads to the second question regarding this. So the WWE has two world champions in the male and female division. So as we get closer to WrestleMania, we're going to see a world title defendant and a WWE Undisputed title defendant. Roman Reigns is going to challenge one of them. There's no way in hell Roman Reigns is missing a title shot for the second WrestleMania in a row, and he main event the previous 4, I believe. So, what do you think is more likely? Roman challenging, assuming that they both are still champions at WrestleMania. Do you think Roman challenges Cody for the undisputed title, which would be a rematch for WrestleMania 39 and 40, or do you think he challenges CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title?
I do not want him to go after Cody again. We don't need to see that match, especially on a WrestleMania.
All right.
But a Roman and CM Punk match, now there we go. I like the idea of this, and they're setting it up a little bit. I mean, you can tell there's some crumbs there that they can play on. But I don't know if I think CM Punk's gonna hold it till then. So it might be somebody else. I don't know, but I would rather Roman versus CM Punk sounds like way more fun than Roman versus Cody for the third time and especially 3 in a row.
Third time in 4 years. Yeah, it'd be third time in 4 years. With that being said, I also agree with you. I'd much rather see Punk versus Roman. Now, the only thing which you brought this up would be they made a big deal this past week on Raw, mentioning that Braun Breaker is the number 1 contender for Punk's title. They've not, unless I missed something, they've not announced when eventually you're going to get a match. I'm assuming that probably happens at the Rumble. Do you think it's more likely? I'll just give you 2 scenarios you can pick. Do you think it's more likely that Punk drops the world title to Braun Breaker at Royal Rumble, so that's when the match happens, or Punk retaining and keeping the title to WrestleMania? So Punk dropping the title to Breaker at most likely the Rumble, or Punk holding the title till WrestleMania, which will be in April.
So I like where you're going with this. I don't think Braun's going to get a title yet.
Okay.
But I also don't think Punk is going to hold till WrestleMania.
Okay.
I mean, well, maybe, I guess, but there is another thing that is plausible.
All right.
What about Gunther? What about Gunther taking the title back, and there's a match between Roman Reigns and Gunther at WrestleMania?
That's going to play in the Saturday Night's Main Event. I like that. Let's pin that one and come back to that one. All right. So then we'll go to my final thought regarding War Games before we hit the Saturday Night's Main Event, which is we saw John Cena, his next to last match. You called this. I didn't think they would do this. Defending against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. So before we get to that match, let me just point this out. For anyone that likes wrestling, if you needed any clue that Dominic is the future heel, yes, Braun Breaker is a superstar. Braun Breaker also, with his style, he is eventually going to be a babyface. He is. He was a babyface for most of his time on NXT. The Steiners were babyface for the majority of the, well, as a tag, they were pretty much always babyface. Everything about him is he already gets cheered a bit. Any boost he gets because he's with Paul Heyman. When he eventually is on his own, which will happen, he will be a babyface. He is a long-term babyface. Given this, within a year, I guarantee he's probably going to be a babyface. Dominic Mysterio is the future heel for no other reason than this: John Cena's last 4 matches, including what happened in Saturday Night's Main Event. John Cena's last 4 matches, 3 of them included Dominic Mysterio. Say that one more time. Of the greatest of all time. He's not, in my opinion.
Agree.
But a truly all-time great. John Cena, 3 of his last 4 matches, so 75% of his last 4 matches included Dominic Mysterio. That's unprecedented. And that doesn't happen without Cena's okay. That does not happen without Cena's okay. Not to mention him beating Dominic for the Intercontinental title, becoming a Grand Slam champion. Bully for him. But then I really thought he was going to either retire with the title or would defend it against Gunther. Because Gunther, I think we both agree, was going to win the tournament. Defend it against Gunther at Saturday Night's Main Event. Instead, he dropped it to Dominic with a great God, Liv Morgan and Dominic. There's always sometimes a clock when you see a duo, whether it's a tag team or a manager and a valet, and she's also a wrestler. When will they break this duo? This is a duo. There's no need to ever break them up, at least anytime soon. This is a Randy Savage, Miss Elizabeth type deal. Like, they are so even though they're heels, they are so phenomenal together. That is such lightning in a bottle chemistry. I love the fact they quickly got rid of any thoughts about Roxanne Perez and all this stuff. Her and Dom are down, and I said it before in text. This is a young man who has been teamed with Rhea Ripley. He's been teamed with Liv Morgan. He's been teamed with Roxanne Perez. And if you've seen his wife, Dominic Mysterio has the best job in professional wrestling. And Dominic, Roman Reigns, if you see this, don't hold this against me, but Dom, we acknowledge you, my friend. You're living your best life, brother. Okay, all right. So then here's just a couple thoughts before we get to Saturday night's main event. So we saw Jey Uso lose. I wanted Jey to win this because I really am a big Jey Uso fan. I was not surprised he lost to LA Knight. Yeah, but they did the thing they've been they set aside a little bit for War Games, but they definitely returned back to him being frustrated. He lost the world title to Gunther after I feel all too short of a title reign. He's lost the big matches that he's had. What do you think the direction is with Jey? And I'm going to give you options. Are they using this to put him back? Three options. Option one, are they doing this to later push him to the main event later? Are they doing this to reunite him with Jimmy as a long-term tag team, not one and done, not occasional matches, but to reunite the Usos? Or is Jey turning heel? So again, I'll say him again. Is this being done with the ultimate payoff of Jey Uso returning to the main event picture, Jey and Jimmy Uso becoming the Usos as a long-term tag team again, or regular tag team again, or Jey turning heel? Which do you think is most likely?
Man, I'm going to give you my heart and my brain picks here because I could kind of see paths both ways.
Absolutely.
I feel like they keep on dipping their toes in the waters of turning him into a heel.
Yep.
But the question would have to be answered is, can he be a heel?
Correct.
Can he be an effective heel? Because the fans love him too much.
I think merchandise, him and Cody are still 1 and 2, and it waffles a little bit.
Yeah.
When Cody wasn't champion, he was selling more merch than Cody. Cody got a bit of a push, becoming champion again. That makes sense. But the kids the fan reaction has not dipped whether he was champion or not. So I agree with you. And his fan base are little kids. Like, he has fans across the board. But truthfully, the yeeting, how he comes out, is similar to John Cena, honestly. Hey, it seems to be a heel when his fan base was little kids. That's also your future fan base. Do you get rid of that? So I get that there is that consideration given who his fans are. All right, so
there's I that's my heart, right? That's what I'm thinking. But I think that what's most likely is they're going to put him back with Jimmy. They're going to bring back the Usos to take on because they keep on saying like the greatest of all time tag team.
Yep.
And they're I don't think they know what to do with Jey right now. Same way with LA Knight. They don't know what to do with LA Knight.
Right.
And honestly, they need to bring back Zack Ryder so they could do Knight Rider.
Yes. Have you seen the things that are going on online? Because Maxine Dupree, and congrats to her on becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. So LA Knight and Maxine Dupree are both on Raw, and she actually in the CVV podcast has talked about there should be just a little acknowledgement of when they were on NXT. LA Knight, and who then went by the name Max Dupree, was the kayfabe brother of Maxine Dupree. So now that he's back to being LA Knight, which he should have been all along, do you think they'll at some point, not that they're going to put them together, but should there be some type of acknowledgement that, hey, little sis, or something where him and Maxine Dupree have a little moment, just like, hey, we didn't forget. So yeah,
I love that, and that's something that he can do. It also elevates Maxine Dupree to the next level,
right?
But they got to do something more with LA Knight. I don't know why they're. I mean, like, cool, he got to the finals. We knew he wasn't going to beat Gunther. We knew it.
Yeah.
But like they gotta figure something out. Either they give him a good tag team partner, put him in a really good storyline, or do something. I don't know, man.
My thought right now would be, just because they got to do something with him, but it also becomes a consolation prize of he won the U.S. title twice when he was on SmackDown. He lost the U.S. title to Jacob Fatu at last year's WrestleMania. Do we see LA Knight versus Dominic for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania? That and even then, though, that's a consolation. He is in that weird spot of being above the mid card, but they haven't pulled the trigger because they have kind of a log jam at the main event level. So I've heard some podcasts that we need to have title reigns change from ours. I think that devalues the belt. So you have, honestly, between LA Knight, Gunther, I'm gonna say Dominic Mysterio, not yet for Dominic, but also Drew McIntyre, you have 3 legitimate world champion, former world champion people who have the potential to be world champion. And honestly, depending on how the Aleister Black, Damian Priest feud comes, you could throw one of those 2 gentlemen into that upper mid card, possibly main event level as well. All right, so next up is we already talked about some Royal Rumble things. So then Gunther versus Cena, this is going to lead to the Saturday night's main event, but let's just get the first thing out of the way. So whether it's the main event or not, which it should be, Gunther versus Cena, just A or B? Do you think Gunther beats Cena, or B, do you think Cena beats Gunther? Just one way or another. Who do you think wins the match?
Cena's going to win. I think Cena's going to win his final match only because he lost to Dominic. If he beat Dominic, I think that Gunther's... Yeah, they're not going to let him lose like almost all of his last matches. He's going to come out on top.
Yep. And to give him credit, because he only worked a few days, I got to give John Cena credit. If you look at what this year was, he lost a tag match on, I think it was Saturday night's main event. He lost a rematch to Cody. He lost to Dominic Mysterio. So that's 3 losses. That, again, the idea on wrestling is you go out on your shield, so you lose to put. Had he not lost to Dominic, I would say almost 100% he's losing to Gunther. It's not going to take any shine off of Cena's career to lose to Gunther. And also, if he does, regardless of the next time Gunther holds the title, which, again, we'll go back to kind of what your thoughts are here in a second. But if Gunther could say legitimately these things, he's a former 2-time world champion. He's the longest reigning Intercontinental champion in history. And he defeated both John Cena and Goldberg in their final matches. That last piece, defeating Goldberg and Cena in their final matches, actually is higher than being a 2-time former world champion or the longest reigning Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
That's how you build somebody.
It is 100%.
That is absolutely how you build somebody.
But it's dirty to Cena, though.
And it's very clear that Triple H is a huge Gunther fan.
Yeah.
It is so obvious how he's been treated back when he went Walter to now Gunther. And he probably is, for everything that there's really 2 types of heels. There's the cowardly heel, kind of the honky-tonk man, the best aspects of Ric Flair, that is cowardly. They can win, but they choose not to do it the right way. They typically have the hot girlfriend valet. That's Dominic. Then you got the beat you up, hurt you, sadistic heel. That's Gunther, right? And you can get benefit of both. And there is a kitty cat over your shoulder, my friend. So I think we have a cameo.
Oh my gosh! You want to say hi to Uncle B?
Yep, hold the cat.
Why do I have to hold the cat?
Hold the cat.
Cat doesn't want to be held. Hi, cat. Hi.
Oh my god.
What you doing then?
Hello.
Hey there, Princess Leia. How are you?
I'm good.
Cool. I'm loving the no braces. What's the name of your cat?
Honey.
Honey. Oh yeah, Honey the cat. All right, cool.
Honey mustard, apparently.
Fair.
Yeah.
We all love some honey mustard. If I ever have a cat, I'm naming her Blue for blue cheese. All right.
Yeah, her full name is Honey Blueberry Butane.
Or honey mustard.
Blueberry Butane.
Okay. All right.
I just took a shower. Me and Mother are rewatching One Tree Hill.
Okay.
For the 14th time.
For the 3rd time.
It's better
Same
than
thing.
Grey's Anatomy, but not by much. Okay.
Yeah, we went shopping today. We got Santa Bob Friends. Do you know who
Say
Santa
that
Bob
again?
is? We got Santa Bob Friends.
Okay. All right.
Do you know who Santa Bob is? He's our little thing we got at Goodwill.
Okay.
He's like an ornament of Santa Bob, but he's like
Santa Claus.
Santa Bob.
I know, but it's Santa Claus.
So
I
we
call him
got
Santa
him
Bob.
2 elves, and they're named Elfie and Elfa. Why are
But
you
not
thinking
Buddy,
that?
correct? No Buddy
No.
the elf.
We love Buddy the Elf.
Okay. With that,
Buddy the Elf is amazing.
with that, I need a bye-bye so me and your father can move forward in
Buddy
our
the
trauma.
Elf is amazing. We watch it every year on Christmas Eve.
You and I are just built different. You and I are just built different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, give me her bye-bye, princess.
Bye-bye.
Her bye-bye, sweetie.
Come here, sweet bears.
There you go. All right.
Let's go watch Elf, honey.
Yeah. Oh, hi, cat. Okay.
Your daughter is amazing in so many ways, but her love of One Tree Hill, Grey's Anatomy, and Elf leave me flabbergasted. But
I know.
no one's perfect, my friend. No one's perfect.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So we talked about we think Cena. So let's just recap, given our break. Okay. So, head pick. Cena. We'll go Hart first. Gunther versus Cena. Hart pick. Who wins, Cena or Gunther?
Cena.
Head pick. Cena versus Gunther. Who wins?
Cena.
All right. I will say Hart pick Cena just because I want him to go out, especially because he lost to Dominic. Head pick, I think Gunther, just because I think every wrestler should go out on their heel, out on their shield, if they know when it's their last match, unless there's a good reason for them not to. And there's been a couple examples, but I think that's going to happen. But I don't think this happens. Gunther said multiple times he's going to, because he made LA Knight tap, he's going to make Cena tap. I do not see babyface John Cena tapping to Gunther, which I think then causes Gunther to maybe just powerbomb him and pin him, or possibly Cena wins. But that's the only thing. I do not think he makes Cena tap. All right. With that, then, they're looking at the rest of the Saturday Night Main Event, which there's only 3 matches, which made us what will stay. We've got Bayley versus Saul Ruka. So Saul Ruka's not bad. I watch NXT occasionally versus Bayley. Honestly, this is no shade to the 2 women. This is a match that doesn't have a lot of interest in me, but what even do you just head pick? Who do you think wins, Saul Ruka or Bayley?
Bayley. And I don't really care.
Yeah, I think Bayley wins.
I hate the direction that they're putting Bayley. This whole bipolar thing too.
Yeah,
it's just
really
like it's so overdone.
It really
Bring
is.
back Moppy if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, it really is this, but I always enjoy she's on screen. And then Cody versus Obafemi. I love Obafemi. I don't know if you've seen much of Obafemi at NXT.
I haven't.
I'll just beat to it. Cody's not losing to Obafemi, but Obafemi is 100% the future. The guy is built from stone. He is, if Omos and Goldberg had a baby, he's got all the physical tools. He can have great matches. And his finisher, Brad, if you've not seen his finisher, it starts off like the last ride of The Undertaker does. So it's the powerbomb and then lifting you with using your trunks. And then he drops you down like in the Batista bomb. So it ends in a sit-out powerbomb.
Oh.
The fact that he's not killing people with this, but the athletic ability to do this and pull that off, Obafemi, he's still going to be NXT probably for about another year just because he's the current champion. But he's fantastic. He's fantastic. He is seriously, again, that next step up. And if he's not a superstar on the main roster, they're doing something wrong with it. Okay. All right, cool. So that's my Water Russell recap. All right, my friend, where do you want to lead us now, brother?
All right, so this is a brand new segment that we're going to start doing on the episodes. And this is called Totally Not Canon. Where the lore ends, this is where our nonsense begins.
I love it.
This is the part of the show where we take your favorite characters,
Yes, sir.
break continuity over the knee, and imagine what they've really been up to since the movie or the comic or whatever has ended.
Okay.
So here it is. There's no rules here. There'll be slight guidelines here, but I got to thinking the other day. It had like an X movie. I forget what movie it was, but that's not really the point. I'm like, I wonder what like the non-main character of this movie was doing. Now, actually, it's Princess Bride. When I watched Princess Bride the other day, and I was like, I wonder what Fezzik's doing. You know, would be up to you like years later. So, I got a couple of choices, all kind of Christmassy themed. Okay. And I want us to kind of have a little conversation. I got 5 picks here, and we're gonna do 5 a week, and then we're gonna just kind of talk about what we think these characters would be up to now. Is it good? Is it bad? What do we think? So let's start this off. I got to start this off hot and heavy. Okay.
That's what she said. Okay.
Yes, it is. All right. In 2003, one of the scariest movies that has ever been made.
Elf.
Came out. You are correct, Elf. So we're going to start. There's only one person that we could start this segment with for the rest of the world, and that is Buddy the Elf.
Yes,
there has now been almost 23 years.
Yes, sir.
Since the events of the Elf movie took place. So I want to know, Brian, where do you think Buddy the Elf went to? What is he doing now after 23 years?
So, we end with Buddy the Elf, and he's off trying to live his best non-elf life. And what happens with Buddy the Elf is Buddy has the love story, Buddy has a baby, and Buddy tries to live in the North Pole. Now, here's the deal. What he winds up finding out is so much of his life at the North Pole was geared around protecting him from realizing he's not an elf. Now that everyone is aware, now that the secret's out of the bag, all the elves begin to share their growing dislike of Buddy the Elf. The idea that not only are you not an elf, but also the fact that you are 3 times the size of us, and it never struck you as a little strange. Now I'm going to share with you my irritation with you, Buddy the Elf. Now also, his father figure, at least within the movie, Bob Newhart, again, R.I.P. to one of the greats, unfortunately has passed away. So Buddy's left in a world where his father figure is gone. His biological father lives in New York. He now is married, has a kid, but figures that the North Pole is not the place for him. So as he scours the internet, he figures, where can I use my skills of joy, of levity,
Craigslist,
of trying to bring people together, or Tinder, together? Where can I use these skills? And he finds there's only one place that he truthfully belongs, and that is the Catalina wine mixer. And he goes to the Catalina wine mixer. He pulls in his buddy John C. Reilly, and they have the birth of boats and hoes. Ho, ho, hoes. And that is what happens to Buddy the Elf.
I can't add anything to that because I agree with everything that you said there. All right, that's number 1. Number 2. Now this is going to be, we're going to get a little crazy here.
Has never seen the movie through the end. That's the best I can come up with. Okay.
All right. Now, in Home Alone came out in 1990.
Wow.
Okay. I don't want to talk about Kevin McAllister because it's already a proven fact. He becomes Jigsaw and sets up the traps
100%.
To kill people. Absolutely.
100%.
But I want to know, his older brother Buzz McAllister, what do you think Buzz McAllister is doing current day? 35 years.
Right.
Since they left, or 34 years, we'll say 34, 33 years since they left Kevin in New York.
Right.
2 holidays have been crushed. They
Yes.
come back from New
Yes.
York, which,
Yes.
okay, all the things that have happened, if the mom would have waited and gone with the family, she would have got there just as fast.
Yes. Or again, as many of you have pointed out, call the house.
Yeah,
Call the flipping house.
yeah, yeah.
Call the cops to go
Yeah.
check on your kid and just take the hit, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You're a rich white family. You'd have been fine. You really would have been fine. Okay. All right. So here's what happens. Okay. So Buzz is broken. All right.
Mhm.
So the events of his holidays, his room, the money he has stashed away, it's all been ruined by Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
He sees his brother get hugs and kisses and love when his brother has truthfully sabotaged these Christmases. So what we see with Buzz is that Buzz becomes a sullen shell of himself. He becomes a recluse. He pulls himself deeper and deeper into a dark place. And as he's sitting there alone at night, he can figure out there's got to be some version of life that I can figure out a way to find myself.
Yeah.
And as he's sitting in his place alone, as he's up in the basement, and he finds all these former toys that used to exist, he looks at them and begins to find his friendships within the toys. And Buzz begins to project his life of what would have happened if Kevin had not destroyed the holidays, if his parents' marriage, by the way, falls apart when the mom has lost their son 2 Christmases in a row.
Yeah.
As he begins to look through the various toys, he finds a cowboy toy that has not been played with, who he calls Woody. He finds a speaking spell. He finds a slinky dog. And then he finds a spaceman, because Buzz had always wanted to go to space.
Yeah. He light years above everybody else.
As he sees this small toy, he begins to live his life through this small toy, wishing he was light years away, and we see the crack. At that moment, a la Split, we see the different personalities begin to occur in Buzz's mind. He gives form to Woody, who does everything right. He creates Bo, his unrequited love. And yes, he creates the person that succeeds, the person that will make it through infinity and beyond. He creates the world of Toy Story, specifically that of one Buzz Lightyear.
You know what? Again, Brian, I could not say this better. That is exactly what happens. And remember, it is totally not canon. Okay, next.
Coincidentally, he also is further broken when he realizes that his nickname Buzz comes from some of the toys his mother has under the bed. All right, now, okay, number 3,
right.
brother, let's do it. I'm loving this. Let's go. Let's do it.
Next here. This one I had to put in here just for fun.
Sure.
I want to know, what do you think Batman, Bruce Wayne, does for Christmas?
Catwoman and Poison Ivy. Moving forward.
100%. Okay, enough with that. All right, next.
Hey, because remember his superpower is he's Batman.
Yeah.
He's Batman, yo. All
I
right.
mean, Talia al Ghul is going to be in there as well.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Because he can rise, to the occasion, my friend. Yeah. And because he is a broken father, he's making Robin to sit outside the room and listen. Yep.
Damian Wayne. Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Let me learn this something there, boy.
That's right. Okay, next. Okay, now another Christmas classic came out in 1989.
Okay.
Christmas Vacation.
Sure.
So let's talk about Clark Griswold. I thought
Yes.
about doing one of the kids, but I think that's kind of too easy.
Okay.
Because now Clark Griswold be in his 70s, late
Yep.
70s. So now he is the grandpa. He could even be the great grandpa
He could be the great-grandpa,
in one of
exactly.
these things.
Yes.
36 years after the events of Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Not Eddie, but Clark.
Yes.
What's he up to?
At this point, Clark is like most people in their 70s. He's got a lot of free time.
Beverly
He's
D'Angelo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. By the way, Beverly D'Angelo does not get her flowers. Before we knew the term MILF, she was the mom that most of us go like, oh, wow. I can tell you watching The Great Outdoors, I wanted to be John Candy so bad. I'm like, come on now. Yes, sir. All right. So, and by the way, Beverly D'Angelo, I had to look it up, but I think, was it Pacino? She had a long-term relationship, and I don't know if it was marriage or what, but she had a very long-term relationship with she's 74. Wow. It was Pacino. She was with Pacino. For Al Pacino, being with Al Pacino from 97 to 2003, that's a pretty good run. Because at the end of the day, Al Pacino did say she had the scent of a woman. All right, back to our buddy Clark. All right, so at this moment, Clark's experiencing the life that unfortunately a lot of folks when they hit their 70s and 80s experiences. He's retired. The kids don't visit enough. He doesn't have the friends he used to. He's not going to work every day. So as Clark is sitting around the fire, he's trying to figure out what is going to be the next best move for one Clark Griswold. Clark Griswold begins to think about so many of the things of his life that he has regret upon. And he goes, how can I relive my best moments? Can we hit pause on the march of time?
Yeah.
And this is where, to go non-canon, Clark begins to explore. He pursues all the Eastern philosophies, and he finds a pit. Dare I say, a Lazarus pit. And Clark, the good-natured father, grandfather, great-grandfather, we may even call him Peepaw, decides that he's going to reinvent his family. And as any good patriarch, he is going to be the head of the family. He's not going to be the nice guy head of the family. He's not going to be the nice guy member of the team. He's not going to just be the person that is there. No, he is going to be the leader of his family without fear, without mercy, without kindness. In fact, you may even call him a demon's head. And Clark Griswold, and if he explores the Lazarus pit, Clark Griswold is the ultimate incarnation of Ra's al Ghul.
I 100% agree with you. My final one of these that I want to talk about is, so A Charlie Brown Christmas came out in 1965.
It did.
I didn't want to go that far. So what I did is I took in 2015 is when the Peanuts movie, the most recent Peanuts movie came out. So I'm going to say, what do you think Charlie Brown, who, but from my research that I did, in most iterations, Charlie Brown is perceived as 8 years old.
Yep.
Okay? Which I think that's probably about right.
Yep.
What do you think Charlie Brown would be like as an 18-year-old?
Charlie
so
Brown,
10 years after the Christmas with Charlie Brown, the Peanuts gang, you got Snoopy and Sally and all them. Like, what is Charlie Brown up to at 18 years old?
Charlie Brown is sitting in his room in front of his computer, lonely, sad, and afraid. Here's why. So the decades since, life has really not worked out well for Charlie. First off, R.I.P. to both Snoopy and Woodstock. Snoopy got into the chocolate.
Snoopy got hit by the Red Baron. Let's be real.
Yes. Yes, and Woodstock ate some Pop-Tarts, and that was the end of the day for Woodstock. Then as he's looking around, he realizes that Marcy and Peppermint Patty are more than just friends. Hence she is known as Sir. He realizes that Lucy and Linus spend a lot of time under the blanket. And then finally, as he is holding on to his last hope, which is the little redhead girl, as he comes to her house one quiet day after school to invite her to prom, as he goes and he rings the doorbell, he knocks on the door. No one answers, but he hears a giggle as he walks around and he peeks through a slightly open curtain at a window. He sees the little redhead girl with Franklin learning the true meaning of Thanksgiving.
I love this. Yes.
And
yes.
That's what you get for putting Franklin on the side of the damn picnic table by himself at Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown. That's what you get. That's what you get, because she's learning the true meaning of the term peanuts. There we go, sir.
I thought it was because of the small tree. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Dude, okay, I love this. What do you think of this? Should we keep this going?
I had fun with that. I had fun with that.
All right. So we're going to, after this.
Give me a chance to go on a tangent that's off canon. I'm going to have fun.
All right. Next, it's just time for the signals of the week. I just want to talk about a couple of things that maybe you're following, then things that I'm following.
Yep.
I'll go first if you don't mind.
Do it, my friend.
Dude, did you get a chance to read Batman and Deadpool? So Deadpool and Batman came out a couple months ago. Okay. That was the Marvel push of Batman, of the two crossover.
Yeah.
And then now we have the Batman and Deadpool. Batman and Deadpool is a million times better than Deadpool and Batman. Go get it. I'm not going to spoil the book for you. There's so much in there. Like X-23 with Nightwing.
Nice. Like with Nightwing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A Green Arrow with Daredevil.
Performance pressure. Okay, you have this clone of Wolverine who has claws coming out of multiple places. Yeah. Okay. Good luck with that, dick. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. And then Stranger
with that
Things.
being said, again, I'm going off canon for a minute. Let's not forget that Commissioner Gordon's girlfriend and Deadpool's girlfriend are the same person. So, the same actress anyway. So
you are correct. Which one did you get a chance to read? I was going to talk about this next, actually. Sheriff's Country.
That's on my thing to watch tonight, actually.
Okay, cool.
And I love Marina Bacarian, so I can't wait to see it.
Nice. So Stranger Things. Watch the new season. The part of the season, loved it. You should definitely watch it.
Yeah, got a little bit of beef of that because I spent the previous 4 seasons finding Will absolutely useless.
Mm-hmm.
Finding Will absolutely useless. How dare you, Duffer Brothers, figure out a way to make Will cool. You can't wait till the final season. You can't wait till halfway through the final season to give this little dude some type of purpose.
They got rid of the bowl cut.
Yeah. Proof. Once you get rid of the bowl cut, okay, so again, you and I are both old enough. No disrespect to Joey and the Lawrence brothers. Nothing good comes from a bowl cut.
No.
But once the bowl cut was gone, and legitimately, and Stranger Things also on my list, I love what they've done with the connection between him and Max. We've seen where this was going really by season 2 of Stranger Things, which you got to develop more of Will's character. I legitimately love how they, even though he's not explicitly stated it yet, we know where this is heading.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way that they've handled in a horror sci-fi comedy show. They did a great job of very tenderly speaking to the subject, especially Robin, with Robin and Will, and this was done.
Wonderful.
That's been my favorite part of the whole season. Has been when you see Robin and Will spend some time together. So, all right, my friend, please continue.
No, man, that was good. Other than that, Landman. I want to give a shout out to Landman because that show's been fantastic.
Yep,
I don't know, are you watching that still or?
I've got through the first episode. I got to get through the first of the new season.
Yep.
They had me at Allie Landry and Demi Moore. Like, okay.
Yep. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And then just a couple movies that I've got out and seen. Okay, dude. Running Man. I was not excited for that.
And I've heard it's closer to the book. I've not read the book.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't read the book either, but the movie was great. This was fantastic.
Okay.
It was done so well. Yeah, man, like definitely go see it or check it out when it streams, or at
Good
least.
job. So Glenn Powell continues to produce. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Now You See Me, Now You Don't is my favorite movie of the year.
Really? Okay.
It's my favorite movie of the year.
Okay.
And we'll be doing that episode here pretty soon as well.
Yes.
So, and then of course, it is not a holiday season if you do not watch Die Hard.
Fair. And
So I watched Die Hard yesterday.
I don't know my post I put on Facebook the other day, but it came to my attention that Die Hard, well, we both agree it really is a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing is, let's remember that Bruce Willis spends the entire movie running away from Snape. So as much as it is a Christmas movie, it's also a Harry Potter movie.
Harry Potter, yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
All right.
And man, that's what I got. That's what I've been kind of following. I'm behind on my comics, dude. I got so many comics that I need to read, but
right?
I'm gonna start getting caught up on those this coming up week. What do you got going on? What are you following?
Right. Well, we've got the shows that are returned now for the falls. We've got Elsbeth, Ghost, which are fantastic.
Ghost is so good.
Tracker is really good. I don't know if you've seen DMV. It's a great, doesn't make you think too hard show, but it is fantastic. It is in the vein of The Office. We're really more Superstore than The Office. It definitely is the vein of Superstore. We have some ludicrous things that happen. Tim Meadows is fantastic. It's just that you and I both can probably speak to this, that governmental worker who is just still in it for the benefits, but is totally burned out.
Yeah.
That's really good. And I got to give it to, again, Welcome to Derry continues to be so fantastic. I love what it's taken the Hanlon family, what they've taken Dick Halloran, what they've taken the Bowers. It has so much. And some of the best parts of Welcome to Derry is the behind the scenes of every episode they do after that. And you just hear all these little pieces. It is so fantastic.
Yep.
And then as you mentioned before, Stranger Things season 5, this has probably been my favorite season. Only 4 episodes in, obviously. It has been so exciting. I cannot wait until I believe the 26th. I think it's day after, maybe it's Christmas Eve, but the next set come later. This is obviously that final. Now here's my one beef, but again, I trust the Duffer Brothers, but at some point, given the show takes place in the mid to late 80s, now I think it's 87 by the show's timeline, you cannot, and I mean this sincerely, you cannot let this show end without the integration of at least one Bon Jovi song. You have to. For those of you who don't know, Millie Bobby Brown, who plays 11/Jane Foster, is legitimately John Bon Jovi's daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
You have to. You give me Walking on a Prayer, Wanted There. It doesn't have to even fit with the timeline of the show.
Every Bon Jovi song that was made from Slippery When Wet or New Jersey could fit into it. I mean, like any of them.
Yes. And by the way, if you're from New Jersey, you are slippery when wet. Now, with that being said,
that's some bad medicine you got right there.
All right. With that being said, again, checking out all these things. These are fantastic. So,
Brian, I'll be there for you.
All right, bro. Okay, especially with Millie Bobby Brown, maybe wearing like she already had leg warmers on, but kicking out. And I don't know if have you seen the commercial for? I don't even remember the product, but it's a Stranger Things commercial, and it's fantastic. It actually has Nancy wielding a flamethrower, and actually says that flamethrower should be in the fine print at the bottom of the screen. It says flamethrower should only be wielded by trained professional or Nancy Bowers. I was like, there we go.
I did not see that.
There we go. It's fantastic.
I'll just search the YouTube.
Yes, sir. Would you like to play a game?
Yes, it's game time. Game time and the time for the honest ad. So give it to me.
So I'm gonna give you both my rated nerd game, and then we'll hop to our honest ad. So I really had fun when we did the Rated Nerd a few weeks ago, so I thought about what says Christmas. And there's nothing that says Christmas. For every elf, we do have a jingle all the way. So I was thinking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I have a few things for you. So I've got 3 versions of the Arnold Schwarzenegger catalog to see if you can get these right.
Yeah.
So first off I've got 3 movies that Schwarzenegger was in, and I'm going to give you to you in the chronological order in which they were released. I want you to give me, in your opinion, which of these has the highest rating based on Rotten Tomatoes. So which of these has the highest approval rating from Rotten Tomatoes? All right.
Okay, so highest on the tomato meter. Got it.
Yep. So here are the 3, and again, they're just in the order of release. So in 1982, we have Conan the Barbarian. In 1987, we have Predator. And in 1994, we have True Lies. Of those 3, Conan the Barbarian, Predator, and True Lies, which do you think is highest on the Rotten Tomato meter?
I think if they would have kept Van Damme as the Predator, then that would have been it. However, I'm gonna actually go. God, Conan was. I'm gonna say Conan. I'm gonna say Conan the Barbarian.
My friend, you are absolutely wrong. Conan was in the middle. So Conan Barbarian has a 67% approval rating. Predator has 65%, but True Lies at 72%.
Okay.
72%. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. I went to your theater and watched Predator Badlands. So phenomenal.
So good.
And I hope if you've not seen Frankenstein on Netflix,
so
it is
good.
Incredible. It is incredible.
It should have been theatrical. That should have been a theatrical release.
It should have been. Because I think because they're on Netflix, that makes them eligible for Emmys, not Oscars. Had it been in the theater, I totally think Oscar Isaac would have gotten a nod.
100%.
And I love the way that they took the film. Again, you hear the story from Dr. Frankenstein's perspective, and then you hear it from the monster's perspective. I love how they handled that. Okay, next up is I want to see if you can get the ratings, meaning MPAA ratings for these movies. So one of these movies is rated PG.
Okay.
One is rated PG-13, and one is rated R. So again, based on their theatrical release, we have Conan the Destroyer, we have The Sixth Day, and we have Collateral Damage. So one is rated PG, one is rated PG-13, and one is rated R. So again, the 3 movies are Conan the Destroyer, The Sixth Day is the second movie, and the third is Collateral Damage. You can take them in any order you want to take them, sir.
All right. So back in those, what the heck going on?
And if it helps, Conan the Destroyer was in 84, Sixth Day was in 2000, and Collateral Damage was in 2002.
Okay. All right. So it's PG, PG-13, and R, right?
Yes, sir.
I am gonna say. Man, I don't even remember Fifth Day, but I remember Collateral Damage. I'm going to say the PG-13 is Collateral Damage.
Unfortunately, okay. I'm just going to go this way. Collateral Damage was actually rated R. So
okay. So
now that leaves The Sixth Day. If it helped, The Sixth Day was the movie with Michael Rappaport where they talk about cloning. So that's The Sixth Day.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to say
then Conan the Destroyer and The Sixth Day, one is PG and one is PG-13.
Okay. So I'm going to say that The Sixth Day is PG.
Wrong as well, sir. It is actually PG-13.
Conan the Destroyer is PG?
Yes. I think we had different standards in the 80s.
did.
Because I've seen Conan Destroyer. I've seen Conan and Conan Destroyer a couple times. Either of those was not pushing rated R. I was like, So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And by the way, outside of nudity, working at a theater, you probably already know, but outside of nudity, what is the biggest predictor of from PG to PG-13 to R is the amount of times the F word is mentioned. That is what drives it. Okay. So what kept Logan at PG-13, I think, was one F word. I mean, he curses a lot in Logan, but I think he only used the F word one time because that's what's allowable for PG-13. If you say it more than once, that makes it R-rated. Okay. Hence, every Samuel Jackson movie has it not been rated R. I don't understand. All right. Okay. And then here's my last one. We have the top 10 grossing movies of Arnold Schwarzenegger's filmography. So I'm going to give you 5.
Okay.
Now, they are not necessarily the top 5. I'm just curious if you can get them in the correct order from top to lowest to top, but put them in some type of order. Again, these are 5 Schwarzenegger-driven movies, and I have them listed from highest grossing to lowest grossing. I'm curious if you can get them in the correct order.
Okay.
All right. So here are these 5 movies. Again, not necessarily the top 5, but 5 of the top 10. Here they are. We have again, based on alphabetical order, we have Batman and Robin in 1997. We have Eraser in 1996. We have Kindergarten Cop in 1990. We have Total Recall in 1990 as well. So 1990 was a big year for Arnold. And then we have True Lies in 1994. So again, we have Batman and Robin, Eraser, Kindergarten Cop, it is not a tumor, Total Recall, and True Lies. So take them and see if you put them in order again for how much they grossed.
All right, so I'm going to say that the top grossing out of all of them is Batman and Robin.
Okay.
And hang on. Okay. Man, I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with my camera. Okay, next. I'm going to go with my top grossing all the way down.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to say that the next top grossing movie is going to be Kindergarten Cop.
Okay.
Then I'm going to say I'm going to say True Lies.
True Lies number 3. Okay.
Yep. And then I'm going to say Eraser.
Okay.
And then Total Recall.
All right. So to make sure that I captured them correctly, in the top spot you have Batman and Robin. Number 2, you have Kindergarten Cop. You have True Lies in number 3. You have Eraser in number 4, and you have Total Recall in number 5.
But I will say Total Recall out of those movies is my favorite of them.
My favorite is Kindergarten Cop. So,
dude, that movie is so good. Did you know they made a sequel with Dolph Lundgren?
Did they really?
Yeah, and the sequel and it's actually not bad. I mean, like, I saw it streaming somewhere, and I'm like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Watched it, and I'm like, okay, this is okay.
Here's another piece of movie trivia. So if you've not watched it, watch the documentary on Eddie Murphy called Being Eddie.
Oh, I keep on meaning to watch that.
Here's a bit of movie trivia. So Trading Spaces was really kind of his True Lies. 48 Hours was really his first hit, and it really started off the buddy comedy movie genre that we know today. So everything from Lethal Weapon to Bad Boys is completely taken from 48 Hours. But the next one would have been Trading Places. Do you understand? So Trading Places was actually written for Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. The only reason that it has Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd is shortly before film would have taken place. Richard Pryor had his freebasing accident and set himself on fire. He was not physically able to film for a few years, so they had to reimagine it. And based on Richard Pryor's suggestion, if it couldn't be him, he suggested Eddie Murphy.
Really?
And that is why it became Eddie Murphy, and then later on Dan Aykroyd was added. But that is the only reason he was in Trading Places. That was meant to be a Richard Pryor driven film. Pryor, who's a big fan of Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's a big fan of Richard Pryor, it definitely goes both ways, is the idea that it would be, is that Richard Pryor suggested Eddie Murphy film instead of himself, and that actually is why Eddie Murphy is in Trading Places.
I love that. That's awesome.
All right, so back to your top 5. You've got Batman and Robin, Kindergarten Cop, True Lies, Eraser, and Total Recall. Buddy, it pains me to say this, you were 0 for 5.
Oh no.
So here's how they
okay.
out. So True Lies is in 3rd place with 378.9 million.
Okay.
Total Recall is number 2 at 261.3 million.
Okay.
Eraser is 3 with 248.3 million. Batman and Robin at 238.2 million. And then Kindergarten Cop comes in at a little over 200 million. So their places in his filmography for earnings is True Lies is number 3. Total Recall is number 4. Eraser is number 5. Batman and Robin is number 6. And Kindergarten Cop, which I love, but was a hit, but it was outside of his typical genre, comes in at number 9. So for bonus points, what would you say are his number 1 and number 2 grossing movies? And I'll give you a hint. They are related. His number 1 and number 2 grossing movies of all time. What do you think? I'll let you guess, but I will say they are related films.
Oh my gosh.
And remember, we're talking about movies that were led by Arnold.
Yeah. Well, dude, I can't. My brain is blank, man. You're gonna have to tell me. I'm gonna fold on that one.
Okay.
Dude.
So his number 1, I'll say number 2.
Okay.
His number 2 highest grossing film is Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines.
Okay. It's gonna say Terminator
1,
2.
So given that Terminator 3 is his number 2 highest grossing movie at 433.4 million. What do you think is number 1?
T2. Terminator 2.
Yep. Which is at 519.8 million. Which Terminator 2 is a great example of a sequel being better than original. I didn't really like, 3 is okay.
Yeah.
But I will say that Terminator and Terminator 2 Rise of the Machines are my 2 favorites of the Terminator series. And T2 is better than T1. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
And that also is helped by the advancement with CGI and special effects and all that. All right.
Yep.
All right. So here is where I have my honest ad to close us up, which is tonight's honest ad is regarding, as we move towards the holiday season, mistletoe. This parasitic plant from the British Isles has been used for years to explore one's wilds. Unlike stockings that are hung with care, mistletoe creates magical moments for all to share. Covered in green leaves and berries of white, under the mistletoe, everyone is your type. Long before Tinder and other apps were created, walking under the mistletoe determined who we dated. While Jack Frost nips at your nose, more fun can be had with well-placed mistletoe. Hang it from your doorway, fireplace, anywhere you wish. A little imagination will get your name on the naughty list. In the words of Selena Kyle, who shared her wit, remember, mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss can be even deadlier if you mean it.
Ooh.
My honest ad for mistletoe, my friend.
All right, man. All right. Time for the Better Than Us Human of the Week.
I'll let you lead off, buddy.
All right, so I have to call out my young one, Leia, for my Human of the Week. My parents were down this weekend. My mom brought my grandmother's sugar cookie recipe and some of her old sugar cookies, sugar cookie cutters, right?
Okay.
And so my kiddo made sugar cookies with my mom, with my grandma's recipe.
Yep.
And man, it brought me back to the being a kid. They tasted so great. It was amazing. Man, miss my grandma. And this was just a wonderful time. And, you know, much appreciate that. So yes, little Leia is my Human of the Week.
Fantastic. I've got a couple. So first off, I want to give my Better Than Human of the Week to our friend Chelsea, who is today is her birthday. So happy birthday, Chelsea. She's celebrating with her fiance, her kids, Grand Chelsea, as well as you've met Chelsea. Her fiance Chad and her oldest Carter are big fans and friends of the show. They've actually been on the pod a couple times. So congratulations to Chelsea on your birthday. And then my lovely niece Carissa turns 20 tomorrow. So Uncle Brian loves you to death. Congratulations on turning 20. Fantastic life. So Carissa, happy birthday. And again, love you to death. And we will celebrate over the next week or so. So those are my Better Than Us Humans of the Week.
All right. So here's what we're going to do now. We are going to do our draft.
Yes, sir.
For the Nerdageddon Tournament of Awesome. And then we're going to be signing off on this podcast, and we're going to start recording a new one to hash out who is the best villain in Marvel and DC. We're going to do Marvel versus DC villains. Brian, should we roll to see who's taking who first?
Let's do it.
All right, man. So I got my 20-sided die here.
All right, I
will roll it. You go ahead and roll yours and let me know. And then what you got, I'm probably sure it's going to be higher than mine.
All right, and I say whoever picks higher, they get to pick which one they want.
That's
so I'm
right.
rolling right now. So I rolled a 15. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 5. So Brian,
yeah, I would beat you. Okay. So I'm gonna check. You know how I feel about DC, especially one particular person, and this particular person's Rogues Gallery. I'm taking DC.
All right, fair enough. All right, I have Marvel.
You do.
And so it is time now to go over our list. Brian, you're taking DC. Why don't you go ahead and let's go over your list.
All right. If you're ready, sir.
I'm ready.
Now, so here's what I did. So because of DC, anyone that listens to this pod for any amount of time know I love Batman. And I would say Batman has the best Rogues Gallery within comics. So as I was doing my initial pick, it was far too heavy with Batman villains. So I decided to spruce it up a bit to try. So I kept it only to 2 that I felt were primarily looked at Batman. So here are my list. So starting off, we're going to start off with number 10, ally, villain, potential baby mama. Number 10, we're going with Catwoman. At least the first of my list, I'm going with Catwoman. Where is she at with your role, sir?
Oh, we'll do that on the next episode.
Oh, okay. You just want me to get my list in?
Yeah, let's go. We'll do
Okay, I'll just get my list in. So I've got Catwoman. Next up, I'm going to take Flash. And Flash has a less than lackluster Rogues Gallery. But I picked my favorite of them, which is Professor Zoom. I'm hoping for a Professor Zoom at some point in DCEU. Next one, a villain I feel who is underrepresented. And as best they have aligned him with, they put him with Green Arrow. I'm going with Catman. You can't have a villains list without the one and only Lex Luthor. Next up, we've got, of course, Brainiac. A villain I think gets underserved. We're using Sinestro. I'm calling this villain Robin's villain. So we're going with, or Nightwing, we're going with Deathstroke. Then we've got Trigon, who I'm going to just aim at Raven. We all have daddy issues, right? My second of the Superman villains, I'm going with Darkseid. Gotta put him in there. And again, while he may not be the most powerful, he is without a doubt, if you close your eyes, he is the most iconic villain within the DC universe. Brad, I'm not even going to say his name because you do the impression better than anybody. Let me hear, who is my last pick? We lost your camera. Did we lose your audio?
Man, Brian, your last pick. Oh, that's pitiful. I should have been number one.
The Joker.
Yes,
The Joker.
yes. All right.
Sure. Give me your 10, brother.
All right. We are going to start off strong. I got to go Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet.
In trouble.
Because without that, he is just a chin. That's not Batman.
Or I've heard in the immortal words of Star-Lord, Grimace. Yes, sir.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Number 2, you can't do a villain. And I actually kind of went back. Probably he almost didn't make my list, but Galactus. He's hungry and he wants to eat. All right. But
by the way,
you know what? Actually,
he was on my list. He was definitely on my list as well. Was Galactus?
Okay. I you know what? I'm gonna pull Galactus.
You're gonna pull Galactus, really?
No, okay, no. I'm gonna make one quick change. Okay. All right. So yeah, my number 2 is Galactus. My number 3 is my favorite of all villains, especially in Marvel. He is misunderstood. He's one of the most. Man, he's probably. Him and one other one are probably the most defined characters that are villains. This is Dr. Doom.
Doom, yep. Also made my list. Yes, sir.
All right, next. Just a word that is so fun to say. Dormammu. It's kind of like Hodor.
In the movie, in the Doctor Strange movie, Dormammu is also voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, I did not know that.
Just
Nice.
caught that. Yes.
And next, he is a descendant of Reed Richards himself, because even though I'm not a huge Fantastic Four fan, a lot of my favorite villains are from Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Yes, Kang.
Kang the Conqueror.
The Conqueror.
Also is a incarnation of Iron Man. Yes.
Yeah. And we gotta have the devil
Jonathan
around.
Majors, you robbed us of Kang, but maybe
I
you'll be
know.
back. Yep.
Dude, yeah, that's a whole other podcast. Gotta have Mephisto.
The devil, yes.
The devil in Marvel. Mephisto. Is he gonna make a deal with you? You gonna get some cool cosmic Ghost Rider powers? All right, next. One of the coolest villains in the mutant side, which to me, I like the mutant side of Marvel more than I like the superhero side.
Sure.
And
okay.
gotta have
there.
Apocalypse.
Not who I thought you were gonna say. All right.
Gotta have Apocalypse on. Oh, he'll be in there.
Okay.
After Apocalypse, there's also a couple other mutants that I gotta play with here that I need to bring onto the battlefield. One of them is if you take Magneto and you take Professor Xavier and you put them together and give them a flaming head, you get Onslaught.
Yes.
Super cool, powerful person in his own minds. I wish they would have done better with Onslaught. I think they're,
Sure.
But anyway, we're gonna keep going.
They did a really good job with Cassandra Nova, so there's definitely hope. And I thought Cassandra would be harder to bring to the screen than Onslaught would be. I'm curious, we can pause this real quick for a side quest. Do you think with them bringing, now that the X-Men can be brought into the MCU, do you think, we've already established that Deadpool and Wolverine, they exist in a different world within the multiverse than the majority of the MCU which we've been exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they will keep the X-Men in? What do you think will happen? We integrate the X-Men into the same universe as we see the Avengers, or do you think they'll live in a separate universe with Deadpool? I'm just curious.
Okay.
What do you think will happen?
So I've actually thought about this quite a bit. Actually, I think that Secret Wars is going to be the reset. I think after Secret Wars, the only thing that's going to come out of Secret Wars is the X-Men, the mutant side of it, and then I think they're going to redo all of the X-Men things into that world. Okay. So then the X-Men will actually be the glue that held the old Marvel to a new Marvel together.
Gotcha. Just give me Rogue. Just give me.
Yeah.
Give me Rogue, and actually give me blank on her name from True Blood, who played her in the
Anna Paquin.
Give me Anna Paquin as Rogue.
Yeah.
And give me Anna Paquin as Rogue. Absolutely.
Give me a good Gambit. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll show it to you once we're done. But so there's the Unbreakable X-Men came out with this new thing. It got to, in order to follow this new X-Men thing that's going on, you have to follow 16 comics a month. And man, it's just wasn't feasible.
That's
but anyway,
lot.
the Unbreakable X-Men is an X-Men team led by Gambit and Rogue, and Gambit is blind and badass, dude.
Love that.
So
love
cool.
that.
So cool.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. All right.
Anyways, I got 2 more to go.
Yes, sir.
3 words make this person a villain, and a couple of movies. But anyway. No more mutants.
Yes.
Scarlet Witch, she's arguably, she could be the most powerful person in Marvel.
Absolutely.
But we'll have to have a nerd again to find out.
Absolutely.
And I have to end.
And I just want to thank Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
And whoever does her wardrobe. Yes. All right.
Absolutely. I got to end my list with, you cannot have a Marvel villains list, even though, is he really a villain, or this dude just lives in the gray area, kind of a lot like Doctor Doom, because really, it's all how the writing, because in most cases, this person and this person, I don't think are really villainous. And that's Magneto, man.
Yep.
Can't have a list without Magneto.
You can make the same argument, anything you can make the argument for Magneto, you can make the argument for Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And also, again, Galactus. Galactus isn't good or evil. I forget the comic, but Galactus is neither good nor evil. Galactus is simply Galactus.
Hungry. Yeah.
He must exist. Galactus must exist, right? So, all right. So what I have, to make sure I have it down, I've got Thanos, Galactus, going from 1 to 10. Thanos, Galactus, Doctor Doom, Dormammu, Kang the Conqueror, Mephisto, Apocalypse, Onslaught, Scarlet Witch, and Magneto. And just for edification, my Marvel list was Doctor Doom, Magneto, Green Goblin, Venom, Juggernaut, who's probably my favorite Marvel villain, Loki, Apocalypse, Red Skull, Kingpin, and of course, like you said before, Galactus. All right.
Yes. All right, man. Well, I already deleted my DC, so...
No worries.
But I did have the ones that I had on there. Like I did have Anti-Monitor on there. I had Mongol on mine.
Yep.
And I think those are the big differences. But anyway, Brian, what is your words of wisdom?
Well, similar to when we see the Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and her kids in the Vision, remember that there's no house like a full house. Now, with that being said, I had to get an Olsen twin thing in there. All right. But my words of wisdom always thank all of you for surviving the pandemic, being nerd positive, now joining us for our bad signals. Thank you all so much for doing for us the best part of our week. And as you go about the rest of your day, please remember that there's no retreat, no surrender, and Goonies, never say die.
Remember, if worms can eat dirt and thrive, you've already ahead of the game. And with that, the signal fades into the night sky. Thank you for tuning in to Bat Signals from the Multiverse. We'll light it up again soon. Keep your eyes peeled for TikToks and shorts dropping all week, and watch for those emergency beacons I may throw out there for your chance to jump into the chaos live. Every week we shine the signal bright on one property, so send me your requests. Don't forget, follow, like, drop a comment, share, and leave a 5-star review to help people keep the signal going. And if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, so you never miss one. And apparently I can't talk, but you know what?
Where's the heart, brother? Where's the heart?
There it is. Good. Oh, bye, people.
Bye bye, folks.